Hello everyone, I'm Sachi, I'm from Bangladesh and I'm doing my masters here in Zhejiang Science Tech University. Literally when I came China, I know nothing about Chinese language. My first learning was Chinese Tin Pudong and Jagadoshaochian, like that. But now I came to know about AoeChinese and now I'm with them and their Chinese language is really very good and I learned a lot of things from them. So whatever you are a student, you are a professional, you trying to know about language, just come here and know the Chinese language and be a professional. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Which country you come from?
My name is Rishad and I came from Bangladesh.
Okay. And now what's your major?
My major is computer science and technology.
Okay. Which university?
Currently I'm studying at Zhejiang Gongsheng University, but I did my bachelor from Hangzhou Dianji University.
Oh, that's nice. So why you choose China for your study?
After completing my senior high school degree, I was searching some universities in Europe and some other countries for my bachelor degree, but there was time limitation and some complication about visa, and I had some of my brothers, they're studying in different universities in China, and they were recommending me that China is really good for study, especially engineering, because it's now one of the fast developing country in the world. So I thought, why not to try in China, and then I tried and I came here.
Okay, got it. So what do you most like in China? What fascinates?
I think the first thing is Chinese people. They are so friendly, and the living environment in China is so amazing. We have like peace everywhere, and it's safe, and life is so convenient. Technology advancement. So yeah, I think the lifestyle and the people.
Okay. So what's your plan after your graduation? Will you gonna be here?
Currently, I'm doing my master degree, so I have planned to do job after completing the graduation. But I'm not quite sure, but I will maybe go for a PhD or something. But first I will try for job because I heard that in Hangzhou it's tough to get job without a master degree. So I stayed, and maybe I will apply for job.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your
opinion. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so welcome to our live streaming show. So today I'm still your host, Tom, and we're going to talk about something a little bit different, which is our grand celebration, which is coming up this Saturday. So guys know in this past live streaming session, we have always been mentioning what is AoE Chinese. So for those of you who do not know AoE Chinese, let me briefly touch base on what AoE Chinese is. So we are a brand that specializes in 3 services. We help students with studying in China, applying for Chinese universities and scholarships. We help with HSK exams and practical Chinese skills. As you can see from our previous 2 client testimonial videos, we have like students or clients from all different parts of the world. We're a big family, and we have helped lots of international students start their success here in China. And actually, for those of you who do not know about the AoE Chinese, or maybe who have heard about us, let me tell you a secret today. We are actually under the name of another company called Ihatoo, right? For those of you, I guess most of you don't know what Ihatoo is. So today, let's talk a little bit about what brought here to AoE Chinese, the past history of Ihatoo, and what our visions are for this year. Okay, so in 2008, Ihatoo was created with the mission of transmitting Chinese culture to the overseas, transmitting Chinese culture, spreading Chinese culture to the world. Back in those days, there were lots of like Chinese parents with little kids. They were studying abroad. They've been living abroad for so many years, but their little kids, they seem to have forgotten their cultural roots. A lot of them, they cannot speak in Chinese at all. They're not able to communicate with their parents, let alone watch TV or listen to podcasts or watch videos, right? So they make it because they've been growing up in that like foreign atmosphere for like such a long time. They only know the local language, or they probably know English. For example, me, when I was in America, I saw a lot of like Chinese American kids, they don't speak any Chinese at all. And this is why we have this company, is to actually fill the gap for those Chinese kids so that they can truly learn Chinese and still remember their roots. Okay, and so the founder of this company is called Mr. Zhu. Mr. Zhu, he was originally from the Chinese government, right? He worked as a governor for I don't know what kind of governor, but he's been a political figure in the Chinese government for many years. And then he went overseas to start businesses, and then he noticed that there is a great need for Chinese learning, right? And why is there's a great need for Chinese learning? That's because China's importance in the world has been rising these days, right? China is the second largest economy, and we also see the Belt and Road Initiative, which connects China with the rest of the world. And we also see that Chinese businesses, as we mentioned in our previous live streaming, they also have firms overseas. And because China has become a more powerful country, many parents, they see the need for their kids to learn Chinese. And this company, they first started their customers in the North American market, because these markets, they have lots of like Chinese, they have a huge Chinese diaspora, and also these countries are heavily interconnected with China. We know that the U.S., like China, used to be the U.S. The biggest trading partner with the U.S. There are also lots of different Chinese companies invest in the U.S. Also, Chinese researchers, they set up their family in the US, and of course they're going to have kids there, right? And those people can be our customer. And as time went on, as China became more and more powerful, I think in 2010, China became the second largest economy in the world, surpassing Japan. And also, Chinese parents, Chinese families, and other countries around the world, like Southeast Asia and Europe, started learning Chinese. So if you're going to look at the market share of our companies, like the share of our company's clients, right? At first, there's going to be huge, mainly from North America, but now there's a higher percentage from Europe, North America, and Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Actually, we know that there are also lots of Chinese migrant families in Southeast Asia, right? Historically speaking, Chinese people have been migrating to the Southeast Asia, right? And so there are lots of Chinese families with Chinese descent, right? And they're still there these days. And because they also see China's importance as a global player these days, they also see the importance of Chinese. Actually, if you're looking at it from a economical scale, from the economic scale, or if you're looking at the political relationships going on, economic relationships going on, Southeast Asia is actually more dependent on China. There are more Chinese customers, travelers going to these places. Also, we see lots of Chinese TikTok companies that are heavily investing in Southeast Asia these days. So that is why there is a huge need for for people with Chinese speaking abilities in those countries. Actually, if you can speak Chinese, your salary will generally be higher in those in your local company if they have business with China, or if there are Chinese companies setting up like a branch in your overseas destination. But that's a different story, right? And also another person I want to introduce and she's also from this company. She's name is called Wang Haiyan. We call her Mrs. Wang, right? I never really had the chance to introduce the management people from this company, but what I can tell you is that the managers of Ihatoo, the bosses, the CEO, the board chairman, they are very literate people, and they also have a strong political background. They know how to give speeches. They know, and they're also good with writing, and they also have the business mindset, and this is why they can start up this company. So Mrs. Wang, she has very good speech skills. She used to be the governor of a village, I believe, and also she joined this company later on because she wanted to try something in business. She has a very good mindset, and I think she's a very benign woman. And Mr. Zhu and Mrs. Wang, they also know about the educational needs of Chinese kids overseas who are trying to learn Chinese. And of course, based on their observation, they look at the current trend. They see that, oh, because of China's increasing economic might, or because of this whole, because China has become an increasingly important player in this global stage, that is why more and more foreigners are beginning to acquire Chinese skills, and also more and more people are choosing to study in China. Okay, so if you're looking at the statistics, right? So Chinese, as I mentioned in the previous videos and live streaming, Chinese is the most widely spoken language in the world on top of English. Actually, I would say English is the most important language, and then Chinese may be the second least important language in this world. If you want to be in business, if you want to be in business, Chinese is an important skill, right? Also, there are lots of research publications from China these days. So because of China's global growing importance in this world, so many foreigners, they see the need of studying Chinese. They also see the need of coming to study in China because China has very good educational resources. There are lots of scholarships available, especially if you're from the Belt and Road countries. There are more scholarships available, right? And these days it's still very easy to apply for scholarships in China, not like in the past, right, where it's so hard. And I mean, where not like in the US or England where it's like so hard, right? And so this is why we created this brand right here. It is called AoeChinese. That's the purpose of this brand. We help international students with studying in China. We help them adjust to their life in China, if they want to find dorm rooms, if they will want to apply for a scholarship, if they want to communicate with their school counselors, right? We can all help with that. And actually, we have very, very well-tied relationships with many of the heads of international educations, with many schoolmasters, with many professors, right? Because of our relationship, we can help you get a lot of things sorted out and done properly, right? And because of our ongoing cooperation with different different colleges and universities in China, we can also help to increase your chance of getting admissions and scholarships in China. And we also help you with Chinese language courses, right? Because we know that Chinese is a very difficult skill to have, right? We divide the courses into different kind of topics, and for each topic, we teach you some very we teach you some very important necessary topics in daily life that will facilitate your communications. I know that a lot of foreign friends, when they first come to China, they will be extremely fearful of the surroundings around them, right? Don't worry, we have Ihatoo Chinese right here. And our teachers are actually very, very important, are very, very professional. They have multiple years of teaching experience. So they will look at your past learning history, assess your strengths and areas of weaknesses, identify your goals, set like this whole path to tell you, hey, how you should go from level 1 to level 6, or all these kind of stuff. So yeah, with our instructors, I can assure you a peace of mind that you can get very solid Chinese skills right here. And also we have HSK exams. We know that HSK exams is actually very important these days, right? Because if you're trying to get into most of the universities, they will require these HSK 3, or if you're trying to do a degree in Chinese, like a degree taught purely in Chinese, then maybe you need to have HSK 5 and 6. Now, HSK 6 is actually for people who are extremely crazy with Chinese. Even I myself, I cannot pass HSK 6 because you're going to have to understand a lot of the literature contents, a lot of the very difficult, in-depth things. For me personally, I don't think I will be able to pass HSK 6. And actually, let me tell you a little bit about the team members here at AoE Chinese. I am the marketing manager here. So I just joined this team as a full-time marketing manager starting last Friday. And I'm very happy to be here as a part of the Ihatoo or AoE Chinese family. We also have a sales consultant, right? So if you have any questions about our services, you can contact Peter. And we also have Marco. Marco is more responsible for operating our website or services, right? He's the one working the back end to make sure that everything is running properly. And we also have Jason. Jason is the whole director of AoE Chinese, right? And guys, I want to tell you the other thing. These days, we're also looking for partners who are willing to cooperate with us both in China and overseas to help spread our services, right? If you're living in a specific Chinese city in China, you can tell your friends about our services right here, right? We can offer some sort of like we can do some sort of a commission based model, and we're also going to work with partners in overseas countries, like heads of different agencies, president of different universities, who can help to recommend students to study here in China with us. And maybe if we have some online HSK courses, online Chinese courses, these overseas agents, they can also help to introduce to these overseas students. So our services actually are very comprehensive. You're actually a very diverse platform. We're looking for multiple ways to cooperate with people. And now Ihatoo Chinese, it has been developing. It has been there for the past 11 years, my friends. You can think about how much journey there has been. And every year we have what's called the Ihatoo Chinese Festival. And this is actually the 5th year we're having the Ihatoo Chinese Festival. So what is this Chinese festival about? Okay, so it's just a way to celebrate the company's birthday. For example, if you have a small birthday, right, you're gonna grab your friends to celebrate together, right? So this 5th Ihatoo Chinese Festival is a gathering of all of the company members to celebrate together the company's achievement and look forward to the future, right? But we actually do this in a fun and interactive way. The thing is, most of the companies here in China, when they have their anniversary party, it's going to actually be quite boring. It's just going to be some of like just dancing around, eating without too much special characteristics inside. But we actually added a lot of Chinese cultural elements into the 5th Ihatoo Chinese Festival. And guys, don't forget that we will be doing the live streaming for the Ihatoo Festival and also for the International Student Startup Conference, which I'll mention a bit later. So for this Chinese festival, what are we gonna do? We are gonna have tongue twister competitions, right? So what is the tongue twister competition about? We're gonna we have different tongue twisters right there. We're gonna ask different employees to come up and talk about and try to practice the tongue twister. Whoever does the best is going to get the amazing gift. We also have poetic performance, right? So there are going to be some of our Chinese staff trying to recite poems in a romantic or historical way, right? And we have selected different Tang Dynasty poems or Yuanci or Yuanqu, different kind of things. I have not checked the activity list yet. I haven't gone specifically into it. And we also have other kinds of activities there. For example, we're gonna have this Indian dance. I know this is a little bit special, right, my friends? But we actually, because we have like 3 international students here working for this company. They've joined this team as an official member, right? And so to make it more fun, that's why we have the Indian dance. The Indian dance is gonna be a little bit like this, my friends, but I'm not sure how we're gonna dance it. I'm also included among the actresses for the dance, and we're also gonna have Marco to be a part of the dance, right? Just to mention again, Marco is actually the operator of AoE Chinese. And guys, don't forget who we are. Our brand right here is called AoE Chinese, right? What does AoE Chinese do? We help you with studying in China, HSK exams, and Chinese language abilities. We'll solve you with all of the problems even before you come to China. We can deal with everything. We have classes online. If you take those classes online, my friends, you can also improve your Chinese skills, right? We have fully interactive professors, and the Chinese courses will be taught on a topic basis, right? Different topics that we are going to cover, which are very useful and practical for daily life, my friends. And also, what are some of the other things we're gonna have at the Ihatoo Chinese Festival? We're also gonna have different Chinese performances. I believe we're gonna have some sort of dances, right? And we're also gonna have just different company leaders giving speeches. We're gonna have some of the outstanding or the most contributive members to deliver a speech to all the companies there, right? So it's a mix of celebrating the company's achievement in the past year and a blend of Chinese culture. And guys, if you actually take the time to watch this Chinese culture festival, you will also learn about Chinese culture. This Chinese festival is gonna be live online, my friends, and you'll also be meeting members of the AoE Chinese team and the entire Ihatoo, Ihatoo staff members, right? And also we're gonna have a very nice dinner gala. And of course, today I just went downstairs to pick up the red wines for my company, right? So we have like 21 cartons of red wine, which will be served at the dinner table. At each round table, we'll have everybody's name tags, and there are gonna be all sorts of like yummy, delicious food. Oh, I can't even wait for that. And we're also gonna be dressed up in hanfu if we're gonna be performing something on the stage. And to celebrate this fifth Ihatoo Chinese festival, our company, we have also sent out different gifts to our employees, like the Ihatoo t-shirt, also the mug, which is really fun. Like you can make coffee, milk, and tea inside of that very beautiful mug, right? And I can feel this whole vibe in this company. On that day, we're also gonna have a lot of other surprises and amazing gifts, right? So this whole Chinese festival is gonna be for around 1 hour. So people are going to be dining downstairs, and they're going to be people making performances up on the stage, reciting poems, dancing and giving speeches and doing the tongue twister challenge or all sorts of things. It's going to be a very fun time, my friends. I cannot wait for it at all. All right. So this fifth Ihatoo Chinese festival, this is only for internal members of this company. Now, let me tell you something that's going to happen before the Chinese Ihatoo festival. It's going to be the International Student Startup Conference launching ceremony, right? So what is this International Startup Conference launching ceremony about? Okay, so guys, in the upcoming months, we're going to host a series of contests in different cities across China. We know that China is a large country. There are many different cities with a huge international student population. Hangzhou has a lot of international students, like there's so many different universities like Hangzhou Dianzi University, Hangzhou Normal University, or Zhejiang Industrial University, Zhejiang Gongshang University, all of which they have a huge international student population there, right? And and also if you go to other cities in China like Nanjing, Wuhan, Shenzhen, right? Oh my gosh, so many of these cities, they also gonna have lots of international students there. So this launching ceremony, it's just an event that's gonna kickstart all those entrepreneurship contests in different cities. And what are we gonna see at this launching ceremony right here? Okay, so we have invited notable speakers from different industries, different companies, different universities, right? And they're going to talk about different things. For example, there are Zhejiang has there are lots of different universities in Hangzhou with International College of Education. The headmasters of International College of Education they're gonna come over to this meeting to talk about international student opportunities and what it's like to studying in their university, how to better grasp Chinese skills, and most importantly, the startup opportunities upon graduation, especially if you're trying to do a startup project along the Belt and Road countries, right? So Belt and Road Initiative, it's actually an important initiative that's driven by the Chinese government. The goal is to unify China with the rest of the world, have China play a leading role in global economy. And actually what we can see is that China's, like these days with China going to these Belt and Road countries, the ties between China and this part of the world have been growing stronger. And also come with that, there's growing Chinese cultural influence among the Belt and Road region. So we see that there's a very important to learn Chinese culture under this current atmosphere. because of this whole thing with Belt and Road. China is going to these countries to help them develop, to help them with their economy. The people are going to go there, they're going to spread Chinese culture, and we hope that through these kind of events, international students can also understand better, they can also love China, they can also take Chinese things back to their home country and help to grow China's influence worldwide. Okay, so and also we have invited some other speakers, right? Like there's gonna be the Secretary General or like leaders of the Zhejiang Chinese Culture Overseas Promotion Association, right? So there is a promotion association here in Zhejiang province that helps to spread Chinese culture around the world, teach Chinese to Chinese people. Like they're going to be hosting different kind of overseas events to help people learn about Chinese culture, right? To spread Chinese food around, different kind of things, right? So that's a big association. It's pretty famous. It's been going on for a very long period of time, and actually it's still been going on these days. And leaders from these associations, they're going to talk about the growing Chinese fever and the trend that comes with it. For example, how this Chinese fever sort of thing is contributing to the global economy, how it brings about entrepreneurship opportunities, employment opportunities, how this will change people's perception of China and encourage more international students to study in China, right? And we also gonna invite some people with doctoral degree programs from different majors. For example, we have invited a PhD from Huawei. He's actually a very famous data analyst, right? And he flies around the world to share his experiences on on like information sharing, on data retention, all these different sort of things, right? He's gonna talk about certain things in his industry, projects related to his industry, and of course those projects, they came into being because of the Belt and Road initiatives, and also because of China's educational policies towards international students. And we're also going to have professors from different universities that talk about different opportunities in their fields, different startup opportunities in those fields, and and how these opportunities came into existence because of the support and the funding from the Chinese government. So these are a lot of experts, and we're also going to have important key figures from the Chinese government. They're going to come here to talk about recent Chinese policies that have driven forward international student entrepreneurship and job findings. Actually, mostly international student entrepreneurship, that part, right? They're going to talk about what kind of government incentives have been there to support international students finding jobs in China or building their careers or studying their business in China, right? And how international students can take advantage of those opportunities. And we're also going to have some CEOs of different companies right here. We have invited those honorable guests to talk about investment trends or like the whole market trends. Like what are some of the good industries in the upcoming few years in China, and some of the some of the industries where China has become a key player in this world. And guys, I must tell you, it's actually very, very hard to find so many honorable guests. The reason why we brought those honorable guests is because we want people to know about our company. We want people to know about the opportunities out there. And we also want to use this event to become a bridge between us and international students. And we also want the international students to brainstorm their mind, to think into their mind, and brainstorm, to do some brainstorming and think about the different opportunities there. There are going to be multiple rounds of roundtable. There are going to be multiple roundtable discussions where the international students can sit together and with different experts and talk about different sort of things here in China, like how to start their business in China, how to work in China, how to pursue their academic career in China. And guys, and also there will be lots of important media organizations in China. We have invited CCTV Zhejiang station to be here. Of course, the head of that station will be also be here. We also invited some it's called Tight News here from Hangzhou. We also have invited Xinhua News, also China Radio International, right? All these media will help to broadcast our event both domestically and worldwide and let more people know about this important startup fest and opportunity. And this launching ceremony, it will also be live streamed. So if you don't have the chance to actually be here to participate in this event, you can also watch our live streaming session to learn about the various opportunities that AoE Chinese is going to offer you in different cities. You can learn about our upcoming startup contest, which will be held in different cities. You can learn about the different opportunities that are given by the Chinese government in favor of international students. And you can also learn about our services, my friend. So guys, what exactly is AoE Chinese? I will tell you one more time. We are a company that help international students with studying in China. Even before you come to China, if you need document verification, if you need to have somebody look at the how to apply for a visa, choose schools, or determine your goals in China, we're going to do that. We'll assess your situation, help you with the application process, talk to the deans of the school, communicate with the universities. We actually have very, very good ties with those kind of universities, right? So those are some advantages that we have. A lot of the other agents don't have, right? And we're also going to help you with Chinese courses. We have both the offline Chinese courses and the online Chinese courses. So guys, if you happen to be in Hangzhou, you can come to our school to learn Chinese. You can meet a teacher face to face. There can be a one-on-one VIP classes. Even if you're not in Hangzhou, we have a very, very advanced online schooling system. We can teach you Chinese all online, see your instructors online. We're going to give you very fun games, very fun activities to make the Chinese learning more fun. And also, guys, at the launching ceremony, you'll also get to know key figures from this company. At the beginning of the live streaming, I mentioned Mrs. Wang Haiyang. She's actually the CEO of this company. She's going to be talking about this company's development. She's going to be giving her welcoming remarks. She's going to be giving her welcoming remarks, her warm speeches to newcomers of this event. Of course, if you don't happen to have the chance to come this event, you can hear her warm remarks online. Also, the warm remarks by Mr. Zhu. Mr. Zhu is actually the founder and board chairman of this company. He's the important person in this company. Of course, you'll also get to see other co-workers inside this company. For example, staff from the teaching department, staff from the IT department. Guys, all of our members, all of our full-time members will be at the 5th Ihatoo Chinese Festival and International Student Startup Conference. And guys, I also hope that through this event, many of our international student friends, you'll also develop our trust in our company, because so many of international student friends, they don't really know us. They want to know what are we all about? What is the strength of this company? You'll get to see, you'll get to know bits and details and every single thing about our company. You'll be amazed at how grand this whole celebration is, how much of a massive festival it will be. You guys will be absolutely surprised. And guys, another important news I want to tell you, if you can come to the event that day, okay? If you happen to come, you'll get 10% off discount on all of our products and all of our services, right? Those are not the things you can get online, my friends, okay? So 10% off for studying China programs, 10% off for studying Chinese, and 10% off for your HSK classes. Everything at 10% off. And we're also going to give you amazing gifts and surprises there at the event. So if you can come to the event, please do come to the event. And there's also, another thing I forgot to tell you guys, okay? There's going to be the CEO of a think tank. He's the CEO of Yuan think tank. He's gonna be hosting this event. He's gonna be giving speeches between. He's gonna be welcoming different people, or just leading the event through procession, like giving different talks once different keynote speakers finish their speech. Right, he's gonna be delivering remarks or giving short speeches after keynote speeches from different representatives or speakers of this event, right? So I will be co-hosting this event for him because I will be doing the translations right there, right? And guys, don't forget, it's gonna be this Saturday from 1:30 p.m. up until 8:30 p.m. that we're gonna do this whole live streaming. So guys, if you can come here to Hangzhou to this event, you guys can consider just joining the International Student Startup Conference. This is open and free for everybody to that you can learn about our company. You can also enjoy Chinese culture. You can also find your direction here in China. And then we will have our internal employee gathering, which is the 5th Ihatoo Chinese Culture Festival. And unfortunately, we wish we can invite all of you right here to that event, but because this is such an internal thing, right, my friends? But everybody is more than happy to watch our performance games and activities or dinner all online, and that will also increase your understanding of us. And guys, for the startup event, there are gonna be small snacks. There are gonna be snacks, cookies, and little drinks out there that just different catering services for the participants of this event. So if you're in Hangzhou, you don't want to miss out on this surprise, then come to this event on Saturday from 1:30 till 8 till like around 7 or something, okay? And if you're not from Hangzhou, please watch this live streaming and be with us, and maybe we'll have a chance to meet other people in the city, right? And I'm your marketing manager right here called Tom, right? So I will be mostly doing the kind of promotions both domestically and overseas, my friend. And if you want to partner with us in helping to promote our services both overseas or in China, please feel free to message us, okay? And if you have a specific thing that you need help with, for example, if you want to apply for scholarships in China, if you want to know about what it's like to study in China, or like get admissions into Chinese university, or if you just need help to learn Chinese, please feel free to contact us as well. We'll also address your concerns. And guys, this is the first anniversary of AoeChinese. This is our first. Okay, hold on. Okay, so my friend, this is the first anniversary of AoeChinese. Okay, so my friend, come to our first anniversary AoeChinese party, 5th Ihatoo Chinese Festival, and the first International Student Startup Conference. Okay? So my friends, thank you so much for watching this live streaming session. Don't forget that our events on Saturday will be fully live streamed, and you will see important government figures, you'll see important government speakers, keynote speeches, and you will also be able to meet different sponsoring and you'll also be meeting different associations that will be sponsoring this event with us, and you also get to see all the games and activities and all the different Chinese shows which feature traditional Chinese culture, and you will also see who can win the prizes. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching today's live streaming session. Have a very, very nice day. See you later. Bye.